Work.
He's an asphalt driver from the Midwest who made it to the Sprint Cup Series. She's a former Miss Motorsports who's the daughter of a sprint car driver from Pennsylvania. Somehow they make it work. Time for Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tire. Here are David and Ashley Stremme.
Welcome, hello. It is Tuesday, and you're listening to another edition of Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires. We are going to catch up on this weekend's dirt short track racing right here, and there is so much to talk about this week, I think. Unfortunately, I believe weather is one of them, but we've got a great show for you today. We have Jeff Leka. He picked up the win at Farmer City in the UMP Mods. We have Zack VanderBeek. He is our new King of America. And last but certainly not least, we have Jared Landers. We'll chat with him about what he's going and where he's at and what he's doing and
I'm happy to have him on the show.
Yeah?
You were like, we can't have him on the show. He hasn't
I didn't
won.
say
I'm
we
like,
couldn't have him on the show, but
you were like, he hasn't won. So I'm like, yes, he's been running very well, and he's going to win. So
he is going to win.
I'll always like talking
He's had
to
a
Jared.
podium the last 2 weeks, and then the following week he was 20th. And
okay, look.
It's been a little bit of a roller coaster
Take
for him.
Davenport out of the picture. He's running really good. So they all can say that. I mean, you look at, obviously, they're at East Alabama. Davenport won. Landers was second. Bloomer's there. I got to give a shout-out to Jimmy Owens. He is working hard. I didn't know this. They had a different engine program this year. So they're working on some things, some people out of the Knoxville area. I don't even know their names, but I was talking to Leon Ramirez, one of the owners, and he was telling me some of the stuff. So, he's run well. Lanigan, they're working on some things. You can see, he was fifth there. But the night before, the Lucas Oil, Madden had run very well.
Mm-hmm.
He has been very, very strong. And I kind of like what I see with him and I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me.
He goes and he doesn't stick to one series, but he'll work on his car, go out and race, and he does very well. Go back, kind of tinker with it. He hits and miss shows. I think he's very well prepared when he goes. I don't know how a lot of these guys do it where they race 2-3 nights, go back, race 2-3 nights. It's hard to be prepared, hard to work on things. There's
That's what they do for a living, though.
I know, but it's like, I'll take Lanigan. When we went up, I shook a new car down at Friendship Speedway. There was Lanigan. They were working Clinton, all of them, and I was like, hey, that's great. All these guys are doing a lot of work. Rick Eckert, when I look at him, Clanton, a lot of these guys, they've kind of, I wouldn't say lost their niche. They're just kind of right there. It takes just that little bit, and they'll be
I'm
winners.
gonna let Rick know you said that.
No, I'm not saying that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You're going to backpedal now.
What I'm saying is McCready, all them guys, they're that close, okay?
Absolutely.
But you have like this group that's like this, and you have a group here, Davenport, Bloomer, all them.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a little bit just to get right there, and it's hard.
Well,
it's a
the
hard
competition
deal.
is absolutely steep, so that's why when you
I
pick
like
up
it.
a win,
It's
you know
great.
you've done something.
And I look at the modifieds are the same way. We went.
Absolutely.
We were in Florida. I felt like. I wrecked my car before I went there the first night. But we were very competitive. We didn't get a win. Come back, I said, hey, I got to regroup here. We rebuilt a car, and we won this weekend. And we had a whole different setup. We had to really go to work on it. And you see that. And that's why it's very hard. I tell people it's probably harder to stay on top than it is to get there. I feel, at least.
That's an interesting concept. Now, I'll be the first to agree with the fact that when other racers are complaining that someone's cheating or they're this or they're that, typically it's because they're not working hard enough on their own stuff. If you work hard on your own race car, you will win races. You just need to know the ins and outs. You just can't show up on Saturday and expect to win races and not do anything all week long.
Those guys complaining still got the mud on their car from week
before. Exactly.
I've seen the T-shirt.
Absolutely.
But you got to give it. Josh Richards and them, they've worked their ass off, and they are very showing it. He did
first
the sweep.
Ever.
Yeah, first ever do the sweep there at Farmer City. Anytime you beat Bobby Pearson, a lot of those Illinois guys, Unslinger, all of them, they run well, but you got to give it to Josh. He's on his game right now. And even you had Bloomer and Brandon Shepard, all of them show up on Sunday, which I thought was really cool. They went up there and run, but, I mean, he's tough right now.
Absolutely.
What about, did you see that video of Boom Briggs wreck?
I did.
My goodness.
I wish we had it right now.
And if you don't, you can go, just
Google Boom Briggs.
Yeah, just search social media. The only thing, and I'm glad to see was able to walk away. I think he was a little shook up. But he hit. So basically at Farmer City, you don't have a wall down the front stretch through 1 and 2, and you go down the back stretch, and the wall starts when you enter 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenny Schrader's the one that told me when I started dirt racing, he said, hey, watch some of these places you go to. And it's there, Atomic. There's a lot of places like that.
Absolutely.
I just asked the promoters. They're all doing a great job, but just work on that a little bit. That was very dangerous. He was up there. You had to run up there. The cushion was there.
That's where it's at.
I don't know if he got a little tight in, but
Coming
man,
in
he
hot.
hit, ripped the rear end out, and
Rear end ripped the entire
fuel
clip
cell.
off.
But I'll say one thing. Kudos to Longhorn. It was a Longhorn car. The way it kind of tore apart, it did its job. So it was pretty crazy.
It was very
What about
crazy.
well, you know what's crazy?
What's crazy? Tell me.
I'm still.
Man, you are fired up today. It must have been from this win this weekend.
I got a lot of shit to do. I'm
Oh,
busy.
okay.
Sorry. I just been busy. But is Brett Hearn. He goes up there.
Yes.
You know, I again, you're the big, you know more about these big blocks. I'm trying to learn more. And he wins in the, I don't know what series it was. It wasn't Super Dirt Car, but it was something else.
Right.
He's outrunning another car, limited car they call it, or sportsman mod or something.
Yeah.
And the team he's driving for, they say, hey, we're getting protested. We're not going to tear a motor down. So they disqualify him.
Yes.
And what I see, I don't understand. They got so many motor rules. When we talked to Stuart Friesen a couple weeks ago, hey, I got small block, big block, got all. I'm like, my goodness, there's so many rules.
I think it's more so. They actually had already talked about DQing him while the race was still happening. Because
How's that?
Okay, so they had said during the race that they were going to pump the motors, and I forget the gentleman's name.
Cubic inch rule, obviously.
Well, I mean, on Hearn's team, I don't think it was the car owner, but one of his guys just decided during the race that they weren't going to do it because it's kind of
It goes back to that.
Squamish, screamish, or whatever word you want to use. There's a little love-hate relationship, I think, happening there between that and what happened at ESS, and they didn't pump the motors there, and it's just a
Big
really
politics.
Yeah, absolutely, a long, drawn-out story. And unfortunately, at the end of the day, Hearn was disqualified because they chose not to pump his motor because of the squabble that's
Hey,
happening.
you know what I look at it? It sucks for Hearn because his name's drawn into it. I
Absolutely,
don't know,
yes.
whatever's going on in politics. But I'm going to tell you, Brett Hearn don't need to cheat.
No.
He is very good.
Yes.
Him, Stuart Friesen.
His wins in his lifetime.
His resume speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
I don't care what they say. He's very, very good. So I was trying to keep up with that, and I'll be honest,
It's very confusing. I think unless you're right in the
'Cause then they
thick
were
of it,
talking
you
about-
really don't understand it either.
They were
But
talking about tires too. They had just some, I say the other brand because I'm a purple guy, but and I was kind of like going on. I'm like, I don't understand that either. I like the Super Dirt cars because they run on Hoosiers and they got set rules, and they don't have like the other thing, them big block cars. They got these big wings on. I'm like, why you need all them wings? Just make it normal. Like,
goodness gracious.
but anyways.
Well, hey, I want to say real quickly, congratulations to Greg Satterley. We had him on the show last week.
He
and
won again.
No.
Oh,
He didn't race this weekend.
well, probably because there's snow on the ground.
No, probably because he got married.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
So I didn't have time to bring it up
Kudos
last
to
week.
him because he ain't getting married in June.
Well, he's
Or-
still getting married during race season, so I thought for sure
Yeah,
you'd have
but
something negative to say about
April-
that. But hey, we're just in
Listen.
the middle of race season.
Before we take a Hercules tire break,
Yeah.
April is always a weird month because you have a lot of rain showers and stuff.
Bring
and
Mayflowers.
snow, as we find out. So, anyways,
Absolutely. Anyhow, we'll be back to talk to Jeff Leka here on Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
Race fans, you know there's nothing like the power, excitement, and sounds of NASCAR. Ever wonder what it would be like to strap yourself in the seat of an authentic NASCAR race car? You can do it at the Richard Petty Driving Experience. Ride along or drive yourself at one of 15 tracks nationwide. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit online at drivepetty.com. Richard Petty Driving Experience. It's authentic NASCAR entertainment. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit drivepetty.com to reserve your experience.
Waking up to smells of burnt rubber, smoldering campfire, and barbecue sauce. I was there, cheering on the drivers you love and booing the ones you don't, while watching them battle the baddest track in NASCAR. You can bet I was there. Escape reality for a weekend at Talladega.
Experience the Geico 500 April 29th through May 1st. Call 877-GO-TO-DEGA or visit TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, right on our strength.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
You heard it there, folks. Hercules Tires, they're awesome, and we're so
Hey.
glad to have them supporting us here on Slingin Dirt. Yes? Hey, what?
Just before we get to Jeff,
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out.
Tell me.
Chase, Houlihan's, I call him, but Youngins was
Houlihan's.
racing there at Farmer City. Glad to see him back at the track with his racing family. Thinking of him, and he had a really, really cool. If you get to the track, check out his hauler. It's all black.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Who showed you his hauler?
I know you did.
And
but
I was
anyways.
like, how cool is this? Yeah, don't steal my thunder.
Now on to
mister.
the working man's.
Yes, that's right. We love it. Picking up the win this weekend at Farmer City, it is Jeff Leka. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Hey, thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. We're glad to have you. So it's been a good start to your year and a lot of changes in the Leka camp. A new car, new paint scheme. It seems to be working out pretty darn good.
You know, it really has. And, I changed a little bit of everything. I downsized my hauler. I got a small enclosed trailer and a new truck and a new impressive race car, which it's been impressive. Went to Florida there just to kind of shake things down. Got rained out a couple nights at Tampa, and then ran good one night until the feature. But, that's part of it. Came home, and we ran 4 nights, top 5. Ran second to Harrison one night, which that's, a win right there around here to run second to him. And then win at Farmer City. So it's really been good. Just looking forward to this year.
Yeah, that Illinois crowd is very tough. That's what I was even, whether it's late models, modifieds, whatever it is, and to win any time there is got to feel good about going into this year.
Well, it does. In Farmer City, the coldness and the rain, and they had to cancel. Friday night we came back around Saturday and Sunday. But, man, you got to give hats off to the track people up there. They stayed on top of the track, and it was racy, and it was good. And but to come to Illinois, even, Indiana, Kentucky, I mean, anymore, and I've been all over. I've raced everywhere there's be to race, and man, the competition is getting so stiff anymore, and that's good. But there's a lot of talent out there that nobody really gets to see, and it's there, So it's just good for us, and then start off our year like this, and hopefully we can just kind of keep, changing a few things, making our car better. New car, you always got to tweak things, so that's what we're looking forward to. See if we can make things a little better for us.
What being from that Illinois area, what is your favorite place to go to? Because there's so many over there. Or it might not even be in Illinois. It might be in Iowa for all I know.
Well, I tell you, Eldora, that's one of my favorites, really. We've won over there, and just to stand on the stage over there and win, that's awesome. But, we got, Macon Speedway. I raced there for years. I won the Winston Race Series national champion in Macon Speedway. That was $150,000. That's awesome. Farmer City is one of my favorite tracks. I've got Fairbury. There's just so many. And for me to sit here and say this is my favorite one, it'd be hard to do. Springfield Mile, I've won that. That's a nice track. But, man, they're just, you got to take your hats off. Everybody tries so hard and to have a good racetrack, and they do. But, Eldora, if I really had to put my finger on it, it'd probably be Eldora. Like everybody says, Eldora.
Yeah.
Most guys always choose a racetrack they've won at, that's for sure.
Well, Eldora's like the Daytona.
Absolutely. It's got a lot of prestige.
And Tony and him have done a great job keeping that history there. But with the Illinois, and obviously there's a big race coming up in December, the indoor race. What are your thoughts on that, and are you going to participate in it?
Oh, yeah, I'm already entered for it. I've got 2 cars entered, matter of fact. But, I'm looking forward to it.
You got one for me?
What's that?
You got one for me?
Yeah. You got one for me. How about that? You know, I missed out years ago. They had the race down in Bristol, Tennessee, and I was the third guy entered in that, and I did not go. And I really kicked myself in the butt because I've never been there until I went to see a cup race. I'm like, I don't believe I missed out on this. So when they said they was having an indoor race in St. Louis, I said, you know what? So my wife, make sure I get entered. So she did. The day it opened up, she got us entered. And I just don't want to be that guy that sits there and like, man, why didn't I do that? Because I really kicked myself in the butt for not doing the Bristol deal.
Well, I'm gonna put my money on you. I'm not, fortunately, I'd love to go, but it's a busy time of year in December. But I said, hey, it's a great concept. I love what's going on. But after hearing that, you really spent a lot of time at Macon, and I didn't know that. I made my first ever dirt race at Macon Speedway, and people were like, "Oh, I don't like that place." I was like, "I love it." You know, it's people don't understand the size, but when I'm going to think of somebody put my money on, I'm going to have to tell Herman that, hey, I'm going to have to pass a little bit and put my money on Leka there,
Well, I won. There's never been nobody to win 2 track championships in the same year at Macon or any track that I know of. I won the modified and late models. I did that one time, and they's like, man, nobody's ever did that. And I came back and did it again. So I did it twice at Macon. So I've had a lot of laps around there, and I've done. We're so busy with our business, so I've kind of cut back on racing. But now, since it's race car, I really feel comfortable in it and stuff. You know how it is. You get something you really like, you want to go race. So we're going to go to Macon some this year. I just really feel that's a place to go and get tuned up, or somewhere like Belleville or Highland, some of them small tracks where you can really, because to me, if you race them tracks and you can win, you keep everything so much sharper. Then you go out to a big racetrack, you get strung out, you ain't got you're not into traffic, you're not Macon or even Belleville. You're on top of somebody in a heartbeat, so you got to stay on your toes.
Hey, with talking about the late model modifieds, I love modifieds. I like it because I don't have to take a big crew. I don't have to spend a ton of time. What makes you said you'd run late models. What makes you stay in the modified?
Money. I ain't gonna lie to you, money. We ran a late model for a few years, and I won track championships in this. But my uncle Jeff Leka, he won the national deal in the late models, and but just the motors got so out of hand, which now the modifieds are getting out of hand. As far as I'm concerned, we're just getting so stupid. And
hey, you need to go talk to Harrison. He said he had a little 358 in there at LaSalle.
Yeah, he did, and I believe him. Yeah. I'm the same guy. I really kind of got off that 13-degree, 11-degree, all that stuff, and I'm backed up to a 23-degree Mullins motor, and I love it.
Yeah.
And right there shows you. I'm out running guys with them great big high-dollar motors, but the late models. It just got so expensive, and to race against the Scott Bloomquist and the Billy Moyer. We can go to a Saturday night and race here at home and win and have fun doing that. But I don't know. I just got to the point I want to go to big races. I've won $5,000 races. I've won $6,000 races. I've won $3,000. That's something to do. Just to go win $700 at your local track in late model, man. It's okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not down on nobody, but I just kind of got to the point I want to go run big shows, $10,000 show. Yeah, if you don't make the show, you don't make it. But at least I was there and trying. And our modifieds have gotten that. I went to a USMTS race, paid $20,000 when so they're out there. You just got to go do them. And but I enjoy doing that. It's something that I can afford to do and not break the bank or tell the wife, well, we can't make this payment this month because we ain't got the money. I'm not that guy. I'm going to be smart about it, or we're going to stay home.
Absolutely. Well, earlier you talked about championships. You've talked about your business. In 2008, you were the UMP national champion. You've got a new car. You're excited about it. Is that something that we might be able to run with for this year, maybe go after, or is the business ultimately going to take over?
Well, I don't. I always kind of just start out. I'm going to do some of the summer nationals. And just kind of see, but with anybody that owns their own business, that kind of comes first.
Absolutely.
And, I've got I got about 5 guys working for me now, so we kind of got to watch that. But, I don't know, man, I'd sure like to try it again. And I did an interview with another radio station earlier this year, and then I'm going to slow down this year because, well, I'm getting older, you know, and the younger guys, I got 2 boys, and my youngest boy waiting on his motor to get done, and he's, you know, he likes to race, and so if they want to race, I'm kind of going to back them a little. I've sponsored some different people in crate cars and stuff like that, you know, so I just want to stay involved. But man, that running a 70, 80, and I've ran 100 nights, you know, before. That's a lot of racing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can get up at 10 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock, but I'm still that guy. If my guys are working, I want to be working. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe in about 2 months you can ask me that, and I can tell you.
I love it. Talk about your sons. We actually have a customer who gets to race with his son on a weekly basis. How cool is it for you, you know, to race with them and help them and be a part of what they're doing, and you know, down the road you can maybe tell your grandchildren how you used to race with your kids.
Well, I got 2 granddaughters that go to the races and watch me.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I got one that's 10 and one that's 8, and they love it. So, you know, I hate racing with them. I just hate it because if I outrun them, then I feel bad, or if they don't make the show because, you know, and half the time we go to the racetrack, if I got three cars there, I'm all in the same heat race. I'm like, really? And then, you know, if they take 4 cars and one of them don't make it, I feel bad. But, you know, my kids have been there, and I've been racing all my life. And my kids have grown up at Macon Speedway. I mean, they can tell you, still today, my boys can go up to Jimmy Owens, you know, Scott Bloomquist stopped my youngest kid over at the midget race, and Indian was talking to him because they know him. You know, these kids grew up with all them guys. So, you know, I want to be there and help them if they want to race, but they know what it's like. I work all day long, go and work on my race car. If you don't work on your stuff during the week, you're not going to be good at the weekend, I feel. You have to stay on top of your stuff. So they know it's a full-time job, day in and day out. So if they don't want to do it, I'm not going to be mad at them. If they want to do it, I'll help them. I'll support them any way I can. But it's just, you know, if you're just going to go out and play, you know, for me, I want to go win. I want to run up to them. But just to run the back and have fun this turn, I don't know. And they're that way. They like to win. They like to run. So that's a good thing. And I help them any way I can.
Jeff, you there?
Yeah.
I think. Oh, there we go. We lost you for a minute. You're kind of in a tunnel, but so
I'm on an antique phone still, so everybody gives me a hard time. I still got the flip phone. So.
Oh, I thought when you talked antique, I thought you were standing at a booth somewhere. I mean, you're stable to walk around, but it's cool. You know, I love listening to what you have to say about. I was just talking to somebody earlier, and we were talking about racing and doing stuff, and you're like, hey, family, you've been able to go out and do it all. The racing community is such a strong supporter of people.
Yeah.
Who are some of probably the neatest people that you've been able to meet in the industry?
Oh, my God. You know, I probably the neatest person would be Dale Earnhardt. I mean, I walked next to him out of the driver's meeting one night and got his autograph. You know,
that's pretty
cool. I
cool.
don't know, just, you know, some of the big guys like that, and everybody says, who's your favorite NASCAR driver? You know what? I've met a lot of them. I've had them drive my cars. Kenny Wallace drove my cars. Kenny Schrader drove my cars. Clint Boyer. Jimmy Spencer junked my race car.
Oh, wow. That don't surprise me with Spencer.
Yeah, junked it. And I was running, I was 11 points out of the national lead to a guy, and I told him it was for Kyle Petty's camp, and it was just a fundraiser. And he junked it hot lapping.
Didn't Jason Leffler run your car too?
No, Leffler didn't run mine. He ran another guy's car.
I think he run. I know when we went up to Macon, he run somebody's car, and I was. Yeah. It was.
Clint Boyer, he did pretty good in my car, but he got in the wall pretty hard. But, I tell you the one that I would let drive my car, and after all the Spencer doing all that, nobody ever again. But Carl Edwards did me a big favor. I've never met the guy, but I talked to his brother and stuff. And a little boy had cancer, and all he wanted to do was, you know, I met the kid and took pictures with him. I won a big race, and I think on the way home, I was like, man, what can a guy do for that little kid, you know? So I had my wife contact his mom just to ask him, you know, who his favorite NASCAR driver was, and he told me, you know, they told my wife it was Carl Edwards. So I called Well, Kenny Edwards wanted to call me back, and I said, I know he's busy. I know them guys are busy and all get out. But all I'd like to do is make a phone call, and he did. And he went farther than that. He took the kid, sent him to the racetrack, and they went up on stage with him. I think it was at Kentucky, and called the kid on his birthday. I said, man, and I told Kenny, I said, if he ever needs a ride, he wants to drive a modified, he can just call me, and I'll have that thing anywhere he wants to go, because that was something special to me, and that meant a lot.
That's really cool.
Carl is very down to earth. There's a lot.
And kudos to you, Jeff, for making it happen. You know, a lot of people.
Well, and I wasn't one to run around. Hey, I did, because I didn't care about that. It was just something that I thought this kid will remember this forever. And I, it took a little bit to get, something happening, but I finally got to the right person, and they had it, made it happen. And I said, and I've always wanted to see, because I go to some cup races every now and then. We was down at Daytona, me and my wife, and I said, if I ever see him, I want to thank him personally. Yeah. Thank him, because that was something special, and that kid still today remembers that. That's big.
That's absolutely good. Well, awesome, Jeff. We appreciate you taking time out of your day and sharing that awesome story with you, and we wish you the best of luck the rest of this season, and we'll hopefully see you in Victory Lane a bunch more.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me on. You guys take care.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you in Illinois.
All righty. Thanks.
Up next, we are going to talk to the King of America, Zack VanderBeek, here on Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
O'Reilly. If you do-it-yourselfers are looking for the right tool for the job, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale. You'll find a wide selection of Power Torque tools on sale now and guaranteed for life. Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale going on now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Looking for a great spot for an affordable beach vacation or the perfect romantic retreat? Let the Plaza Resort and Spa help. A vacation on the world's most famous beach is sure to help you reconnect with the ones you love. Discover the grand tradition of hospitality and service on Daytona Beach. The Plaza Resort and Spa is the perfect choice for any type of getaway. Book online at plazaresortandspa.com or call 1-855-DB-PLAZA. That's 1-855-327-5292.
Are you ready? To help children forget about their serious medical conditions so they can just be a kid. Then support Victory Junction, which is the dream of late race driver Adam Petty, who wanted to build a camp where children concentrate on fun and laughter, not illness or disability. At Victory Junction, kids enjoy ziplining, horseback riding, swimming, fishing, all in a medically safe environment, all at no cost to the camper. What do you say, Richard Petty?
Let's do this.
Learn more at victoryjunction.org.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires. We're your hosts, Ashley and David Stremme. Now joining us on the hotline, he is your 2016 King of America, Zack VanderBeek. Welcome to the show, Zack.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So, pretty cool deal this weekend. Biggest career win. You end up in Victory Lane with the crown and the cape and all the big check. How cool is it to really put this into perspective? You've been racing at Humboldt for several years now to get your first win and for it to be the King of America.
Yeah, I've been doing this a long time, and we've been racing that race. We've raced every event at the King of America, and come up short, that one spot to Stormy Scott a few years back, and almost had it then, and we've just run really good there, but just never got the top spot. But to do it, the King of America, and do it in a pretty dramatic fashion and put on a pretty good show, it feels pretty awesome.
I love I was following you, I should say, on Facebook, everything else. It wasn't the excitement just from Saturday night, but Sunday you're driving the hauler home and you're honking the horn and doing everything. And I thought that was so cool to see the emotion of just how excited you were of winning this such a big a race with 100+ cars there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we like to have fun, and it's all about that. If you can't have fun, so we get a little goofy sometimes, and like to celebrate pretty good after the races, and it's just obviously we're serious, but we like to have fun doing it as well.
What going into the? I mean, you've been very strong throughout this year. You won a couple races and very run up front. But what did you think your chances were going into the race? Because it seems like obviously you had all the passing points and the heat races, everything Thursday, Friday, and it's not like you started on the front row. You had to really work hard at that. What were your thoughts before the race?
Well, we were, I just had the mentality that it's going to be plenty of laps. Just got to keep my stuff underneath me, not go too hard too early. And if I did all that right and the yellows fell like they did, we might have a shot. And it just kind of worked out just perfect.
Yeah, I love the as I seen highlights and was doing everything. I mean, you guys raced the first 52 laps green, then you had some cautions. There was a lot of passing, and you could tell a lot of comers and goers. Guys that were hard on equipment and that. But what were your thoughts? I was surprised when I had heard this that they'd shortened a race. Normally it's 100 laps, and it was 72. Correct?
Yeah, they shortened it to 72. It was originally on the pre-entry form. It was scheduled to be 100 laps, and that's what we entered for. But we got to hearing some scuttlebutt at the track that they were going to shorten it, and I guess they not so much accommodated for certain guys. They just thought the track would hold up better, not 100, I guess. So, excuse me, I got a little throat going on today. Unfortunately, I maybe celebrated too much. But anyway, rubbering up, you don't want that, the race, and so guys were on methanol. I mean, just suited better for everybody, I think.
What with the USMTS races? I followed it for a little bit, and obviously we have some customers running our cars this year and follow it a lot more. But they've changed that lap process. Some races were 50, some were 30. You see more hundreds. What is your preference of what you like to see?
Man, I like to run a lot of laps. It just suits me the best. I don't know if I'm just a little more conservative, and it just seems like the last portion of the race we're just really coming on strong, and I think it's just due to my driving style more than anything, and I'm just not a big backing out of the corner type of guy. I like to drive the car super straight and try to get the balance of the car just right so it goes to the corners without having to bend it or turn to the turn right to go left type of situation so much. So just and I feel like that prevailed in the end of these races.
Well, you talk about, that kind of racing, and USMTS is known for the passing points. I personally am not a huge fan of the passing point deal. How do you mentally prepare yourself, explain to those who aren't typically used to the passing point deal how it works?
Well, you just, I'm just used to it, I guess. The USMTS deal's pretty true to my heart. I love the series and travel all over the country to do it. So obviously the passing points deal I'm used to. But yeah, you just heat race. You have a heat race and you accumulate passing points. You get 1.5 points per car you pass, and then so many points per position. So if you get like 59 if you win. If you start third and you win, you get like 60.5. So it just builds on that, and it's sometimes it bites you. I mean, you get to racetracks where there's not a whole lot of passing and it's kind of one lane. You start at the back, get a bad draw, good cars in your heat. You're sitting in a B main most of the time, so the draw still plays a big part of it, obviously.
Yeah, I like passing points. It's entertainment. It's great. I love seeing. Especially USMTS, they have the heat race highlight of the week, and it's normally very entertaining to watch. Speaking of USMTS, they have a big $40,000 to win USRA race in September. Is that on your calendar to make up there?
Yeah, I'm good friends with the promoter up there, and I verbally pre-entered immediately. I like that place. And actually got a hot win there late last year, so we got at least a shot because I know we run good there, and to even have a shot at winning that kind of money, it's kind of just pointless not to go if you ain't got nothing else going on.
So I know you follow the USMTS series. Are you looking to go for a championship this year? Are you going for the main one? Are you looking for one of the regional titles?
Well, you just race hard. You just race to win. You work hard. Just if you do that and you stay on top of your game and everything goes the way it should, the points will pretty much take care of themselves. So with that mentality, I'd love to win the championship and the hunt deal, but it's a tough group of guys out here, and you just never know how that's gonna go.
Wouldn't you say? I mean, I would call you a veteran of the U.S. MTS series, and it seems like over the past few years you had obviously Stormy and Rodney and Gustin, and a lot of these guys, they were racing, then they kind of went out and run late models, and now they've kind of come back. You have Hughes, and don't you think that it's back to the premier drivers of what it was, say, maybe 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that guys were kind of venturing out to see what that was like, and I've thought about it myself. But the U.S. MTS deal just is, Todd pays such a good purse, and you can, the travel expenses are travel expenses. It doesn't matter what sanction you're on, it costs the same amount to go up and down the road. So I look at it like that. If I'm going to travel anyway and go racing, unless I'm running 10 miles down to my home track, and racing one night a week, that's different. But there's just not a better series out there as far as pay and quality of cars and cars that you can race clean with, and so yeah, just a good group of guys in this deal now.
I was scrolling through your website earlier today, and I clicked on your crew because I just wanted to see, about you and the guys you have around you. But my favorite one was Addison Ann. She is absolutely adorable. What is her role at the racetrack? Does she know what Daddy's actually doing, and how cool does she think that is?
Well, she's proud of her dad, and I'm proud of her. I think she's just adorable to myself. I'm a pretty proud dad, so she doesn't get to go a whole lot at this point because she's still in school and stuff, but she's going to venture out with us in the summer and cheer her dad on and have a whole lot of fun. We got some mutual race friends that have kids that are similar to her age, and it's just a family at the racetrack situation. You guys understand, you see that. So I mean, it's a good tight knit group, and she just it's just a good atmosphere for her, and we're looking forward to bringing her along with us this summer for sure.
Hey, I got a little something I'm gonna give you, maybe you can stop in and see us or whatever, but the week before that USRA race in, I don't know what they're calling that, but you have to go to, I don't know if you've ever been to, is Fairbury, Illinois. They have a 10,000 to win race a week before. It'd be cool to see you there. It's a really neat facility. And when you talk about the type of racing and doing stuff and traveling around, I know you went to West Virginia last year. We had seen you there, but it is a really, really neat place to go to.
Yeah, I've heard that, and I've seen some videos and pictures and stuff, and yeah, I'll have to check that out on my schedule and see if other than changing some tire stuff, I don't think we're too far away from being able to compete in the UMP rule department. So we'll have to look at that.
Yep,
absolutely. Well, hopefully we'll see you this year, but we appreciate you being on the show today, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's an honor, and we'll hopefully see you guys around at the track, and we'll look forward to it. So
perfect.
Yes, thank you. Congratulations again.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, folks, real quick, we want to ask for your help and in exchange give you a chance to win your own Google Chromecast. In an effort to give you the kind of web programming you want, we're asking if you'll take a quick online survey at www.mylistenerstudy.com. The survey is completely anonymous and will help us give you more of what you like. And don't forget to enter for the Google Chromecast. Again, that's mylistenerstudy.com. We really appreciate your feedback, and good luck. What?
You get a Google Chromecast for doing that?
Yeah, it sounds that way.
I need to go do that. I could use that in the shop there.
We have two, honey, that are
Where
sitting
are
in
they
their
at?
box still.
You need to get them to me. Are we the ones giving them away or no? Can't believe this.
Oh, goodness gracious. I love it. Well, coming up next, we will speak to Jared Landers real quick, coming up here on Slingin Dirt on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
Ready to take the training wheels off your race scanner? Go to fanvision.com and upgrade your experience with FanVision. Not only will you be able to hear the race,
Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets a good run, drafting help from Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick. Jr. again pulls up alongside for the race lead.
you'll see every moment through live video, instant replays, live stats, and more.
Hi, I'm Jamie McMurray, driver of the #1 Cessna Chevrolet, and I never go to the track without my FanVision. So go to fanvision.com to rent or buy yours today.
Leading the race in innovation, Freightliner Trucks designed the Cascadia Evolution to lower your real cost of ownership. When powered by the integrated Detroit powertrain with a DT12 automated manual transmission and intelligent powertrain management, the Cascadia Evolution can achieve up to a 13% fuel efficiency increase over the first generation EPA 2010 compliant Cascadia model, keeping you on the road and in the race longer. Learn more about the Cascadia Evolution at FreightlinerTrucks.com. Freightliner Trucks. Run smart.
Hey, it's me, Kansas Speedway, and I'm sorry. Sorry for the barehanded slap of adrenaline and the burnt rubber aftertaste. Sorry other tailgates will seem lame. Yeah, real sorry about that.
It's the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series GoBowling.com 400. Saturday night, May 7th, Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom.
Tickets at KansasSpeedway.com.
You're welcome.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back. You're listening to Slingin Dirt. I want to introduce this next guy.
Oh, you forgot. Presented by Hercules Tires.
They can see the hero man right there.
Hercules.
Anyways, Jared Landers, we have him on the phone, and he has been very strong this year. Jared, how you doing?
Absolutely.
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great, and I feel like you've had a wonderful year, even though you're still knocking on that door. I thought you had one there Saturday night, but tell us a little bit about your season. I mean, I think you've been doing very well.
Well, we started out really well in Brunswick and stuff. We kept running top three, but my cars, I'd qualify good. I just couldn't seem to. When I got there with Jonathan and Josh and them, they were just better than me. And they beat me through the center of the corner, and I just couldn't. There's some things that I wanted to settle for running third, but we had to work on the car. I knew it needed to be better. So we kind of tuned ourselves out there at East Bay and a few times, even though we would set fast time, but we still knew we wasn't very good, or I'd say fast time, set a front row starting for the heat race, set a time to get me on the front row, and then we had tuned the car out and just know we needed a little bit, just wasn't happy, but we should have been. And we kind of got in a slump there, I would say, a slump, but we've been fast, but we were still tuning with a couple of different changes that we needed to make and to get better through the center of the corner. And we thought we found something, and we'd qualified terrible here the last few races, and then we put this other thing back on that we didn't think was any good, and then we would go out there and run good. So
I love how you describe you put this thing back on.
Well, you don't want to tell everybody.
I know,
wouldn't either.
but I love it. We put this thing back on, and now our car's running good.
You know what I like, what I hear there? And I talked about this earlier. There is and I put you in this elite group right now. Davenport and Josh, yourself, Bloomer, you guys are and I'll put Madden in there. There's that group that is very at the top of their game. And there's another group, they ain't far behind you, but they're trying to find that little bit to catch you guys. And it's just always working. And I'm happy to hear you guys are working hard, and I see that. I mean, you come out of the gate like you said, but last weekend I thought you had a really, really good race car, and you just keep at it, and I mean, it's going to be there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, last weekend there was 3 cars that went on a harder tire than us. And unfortunately, the tire choice the field made was obviously too soft. And the only thing that kept Johnson behind that far was the red flag.
Yeah.
I think he would have came on sooner and not made it so close at the end. But I do think that I made a few bad decisions behind lap cars that cost me to give up too much time on the racetrack. And it would have been a really, really, really close battle to the checkered flag if I would have just made a few other decisions out there. And I kind of beat myself up for getting hung even though he did have a faster race car at the end of the race. And then once he went by me, he was on the rail, and there was no chance of me going back.
Well, we know Batesville's coming up, and obviously you got to be looking forward to that race.
Oh, yeah. I am. But usually we go test at Batesville at some point in the year, and it's not going to happen this year. And like I said, we've got a few different setups or things, I call things, setups that we're tossing. There's about 3 of them we toss back and forth, and it seems like the one I like doesn't always, it feels the best, it's not the fastest.
Yeah.
When the car feels kind of bad to me, I'd say, not what I want, I'm faster.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those deals. What are we going to go with at Batesville? We don't have a lot of time to figure that out.
You'll be fine.
I'm just busting on you when you talk about things with all the drama that's turned up in Lucas Oil with all the rule changes and all that stuff. We have things that we work on as well. And we talked about Bloomer a little bit. How cool is it to have him to just bounce ideas and different things off of?
Oh, obviously it wouldn't. He made me who I, as far as our whole organization made me who I was. But if it wasn't designed, built around Scott and with Scott's opinions and me being able to talk to him, we'd be so far behind right now. I mean, just saying there's a lot of learning curve, and Scott's helped me a ton, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. But I do give him most of my credit for being able to be as successful this year and last year as I have been.
I know you're running Lucas Oil, but I was surprised a little bit. I seen Scott up there at Farmer City. What made you not make the trip up there?
I don't know how far that was. I don't really know. I can't. Everyone asks me. I kept telling everybody. My guys, y'all going? Yeah, we're going to Farmer City. They just look at me and yeah. I just kept telling everybody we was going to Farmer City, even though we wasn't. I knew. I just did it to aggravate my guys.
You know what you tell them, and I tell people this all the time. They're like, everybody's sitting around all winter, and they're like, man, I want to go race. I'm like, look, you got all year, I mean, especially, you went through speed weeks. That takes a lot to go through that whole month of February.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's beat our guys down, and like I said, you can get in a slump out there, and just a few small little things, and it can just get in your head, and you can it can take you down the hill, but luckily, we got heading back in the right direction. So,
hey, I'm going to brag on you here a little bit. I've been doing a little bragging. I'm a Jared Landers fan. I'll tell people that. But I was impressed. I seen you there in Georgia, and we got talking, and I'm like, man, I said, this interior looks pretty nice here, And who did this? And you're like, I did, And I thought that was cool. How much work are you doing on the cars,
Oh, me? No, I was kidding probably when I said that.
Oh, come on now.
My crew.
Man,
he was probably sitting over there. He was probably sitting beside me. I was like, look at all this work I put in. I was just kidding.
Oh.
No, believe it or not, I've got a good group of guys, and they really want to work. And I think sometimes if I was there working every day, they probably wouldn't be working for me right now because they
Man,
just want. I let it go.
I went to going from buying.
Sorry about that.
I went to go from buying a T-shirt to now I don't even want one.
No, I'm telling you. It's nothing that I don't think I would definitely help. If I go tear a car and they're desperate need for help, yes, I'll help them. But I'm telling you, they've got their rhythm and they like how things go. And if I go up there, they're mad at me because I built something just a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
So it just kind of, as bad as it, they're probably looking at it, well, he don't do nothing. Well, it kind of helps us gel better, I guess.
Yeah.
But I will help them when the time has come. But yes, I can do sheet metal.
Yeah. What about those like setups and stuff? You're heavily involved with that because I mean I've talked to you chassis stuff and that, and you're right in there with it.
Yeah. There's, I mean, we as I drive on the road, I think, and I call Jason. I say, hey, what do you think this will do? Well, I don't know. Well, we're Jason will run a bunch of shocks and springs and stuff on the dyno, and we get close in numbers, and then when I feel like we're close, I get right there in it, and I want to know exactly. But finally, when we start fine-tuning stuff, I want to be right there in it.
Yeah.
And know exactly, because the driver needs to know that stuff. Because if not, he's got to understand why he's feeling the feel he's feeling to get better and what corner he would like to work on next.
Yeah. How about hunting season? You doing any hunting right now?
No, not right now. All I do
it's race season.
I do talk about deer hunting more than I do racing probably, but I definitely missed that. I hate that deer season's over, but yet I'm glad that we're back up and racing because it's time to make money, I hope.
So you're in Alabama last weekend. You're headed to Tennessee, I believe, this weekend. Did you skip over to Arkansas, or you just headed straight to Tennessee?
No, my crew, they stayed because he actually lives in Kentucky right there, and it's not like a couple hours from Chattanooga. So they stayed around Dale McDowell's shop, and I came home, and I'm going to meet them back up there. So that it actually is, having the guys that I have actually gives me time to spend with my family, and it's kind of neglect my race car, and it makes it. Now, I have 2 kids playing baseball, and I hate to miss that, and it's fun while I have the opportunity to do it, because not every day I'm going to have the chance to do what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, your plate's full, that's for sure. What about Tazewell coming up? That's a throwdown, get after it place, and what are your thoughts going into that place there?
Well, just like Talladega, y'all, you guys probably think about Talladega as, oh man, I just hope I get through this. Well, it's about the same way. It's not. It's the last 5 years somebody's turned over.
Really? Ooh.
And I don't know how you can't play it safe there because you'll get run over. So
yeah.
I mean, you got to stay at the pace, but you can't put yourself in a bad situation. As Jack Sullivan described to me, he drove us down to Florida in the hauler. He said it's like flying an airplane in a gymnasium. He said it's so small, it's just wide open the whole way around there. You don't understand.
I wonder if it's like you're sitting here talking me out of going there because they have mods later in the year there, and I'm like, man, I'd like to go there about August.
You might want to see that racetrack, but I don't know if it's.
Well, you're describing it to me though as in one way. How I would treat going to Bristol or Winchester, Indiana, or something on asphalt, and it's kind of intriguing because I like that. But on the other hand, when you talk about the Talladega side, I go, oh man, that is one of them. You just hope you get out of there. So I'll be paying close attention to you this weekend up there.
Well, yeah, I say, look, if I run 8th, I'll leave and I'm happy.
But you know what? That's a good way to look at it because this is how you look. You run so many races this year. There's places you can't win everywhere. So it's just you get the best finish you can and you move on.
Well, that's the whole deal. And the bad thing about it, it's one of those tracks that takes the breath out of you qualifying.
Yeah.
And it's just you're running so hard, and you're just hoping the car turns. If it don't, it's going to hurt. And it's one of those tracks you got to drive as hard as you've ever driven out there just to qualify. Because I know if I qualify good, I'm probably going to stay up front and run good.
Yeah.
So that's the first part of that night. And then if you kind of bury yourself, you're going to have some stomach problems through the night, I'd say. Have a little nerve issue.
That's interesting. It's funny at how you describe that place. And I think, isn't that the place where Scott set the track record? They got a YouTube video of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scott loves that place.
That's because he's crazy.
He tries. He wants the track record. Every time he goes, he wants to better it.
Oh, man.
So he's like, okay, let's go. That's all he talks about, get the track record there. And he can do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shoot, he drives harder than anybody I've seen as time comes.
You know what's funny is and listening to you talk about that, there's guys and I watch at Farmer City, and there was no doubt in my mind Bobby Pierce up there beating that wall down with that right rear. He loves that. Other guys don't. You know, everybody has different driving styles and stuff they look forward to, you know, and it's interesting. Obviously, I've seen you run all kinds of stuff. What are some of the things that you look forward to?
What, like as far as racetrack-wise? I mean,
yeah.
Right now, I like a little bit faster racetrack. That attraction, you know, of a racy track.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, where Phoenix City was fast, but yet it was pretty. There were some multiple grooves there.
Yeah.
So it gave a good race, but I'm better, I feel like, when I can run a consistent, it's either dead slick. I hate the in-between. Sometimes in between, I want to slow down, or when I'm supposed to slow down, I don't slow down. Or when I need to slow down, I slow down too much and put, you know, I just can't get my rhythm right through the middle of the conditions.
Yeah.
But I like it either one way, you know, or the other. But like you say on the top, somebody's car is does not allow them to run the top like Bobby and stuff. Like Scott, we got to hit it pretty straight, and it's kind of treacherous. But when it does hit it just right, it goes like around the top. You don't want to hang it out too much, and it'll almost catch you driving in too straight at times and climbing it, get on top of the wall, and it's real treacherous to drive that thing. That car is so much better through the middle of the racetrack than you can kind of hang and maintain somewhat if the top is not so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Well, that sounds good.
Perfect. Well, Jared, we got to let you go. We still have some bills today to pay, but we appreciate you being on the show today, and we'll see you around, I'm sure, this year.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Jared.
Thanks for having me.
Up next, we'll talk about the upcoming races here on Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
O'Reilly.
Restore your vehicle's lost power by cleaning your entire fuel system with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner. Right now, buy 1 bottle, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Keep your engine clean and improve performance with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner. Buy 1, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job, our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, right on our strength.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires. This week's upcoming races, we have a larger list than we've had the last couple of weeks. That means race season is all but in full swing.
Except for Mother Nature's going to.
Yeah, screw it. But anyhow, Ultimates at Virginia Motor Speedway, $20,000 to win. You can pick up the $5,000 to win at Potomac the night before. World of Outlaws, Duck River, and Tazewell. Lucas is Brownstown, makeup from last week. ULMS is at Tyler County. Deary, West Liberty, Southeast Dirt Modifieds at Fayetteville. Any other ones you can add? No, of course not.
It.
Great. All right.
Just go check out social media and you'll find something.
Thanks.
This has been Slingin Dirt with Ashley and David Stremme. Listen every Tuesday at 11 Eastern on MRN.com for more news, interviews, and opinion from dirt tracks all over America. Slingin Dirt is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.